solid buzz, then I drink the shitty stuff because then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you have to have enough.
But apparently, I
It
don't
didn't
have
it
enough
enough
of a
good
buzz for it to
stuff.
matter.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So we haven't gone far enough in the drinking yet
Yeah.
to do that type of shit. So you played DMC one, which was basically RE4 before it became RE4.
Okay. Yeah, I played the original. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
And
as far as
and
I've
the
gotten.
original, when it was the only Devil May Cry game, I was like, yeah. Then I played the second one. I'm like, I'm bored with this.
Apparently, DMC two is the like bastard abortion dumpster child of the series,
Oh, so
and
that's why I gave up
and
on Devil May Cry like
apparently people fucking hate it. Like it's the
almost 20
worst.
years ago.
2003, so like 15 years ago, something like that.
15 years ago. That
Something
works.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, either way, a long time ago, because I think the original came out in 2001.
So just as a recommendation and kind of an anti-advertisement, this beer, stay away from the Deschutes Jubel Ale.
Jubal Ale.
Yeah, it's their winter ale
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not a big beer drinker. Like the only beer
Okay.
I've had in my house, I think, since I've moved. No, that's not true. When Connor came down last year, we bought like a whole. No, they bought like a whole shit ton of like craft beer and
Hmm.
shit, and then they took the train back up to Seattle and left all the beer in the hotel room. And I was like, well, I'm not
Uh-huh.
leaving the beer here. I'll take the beer home
So you
with
took the
me.
beer
Like,
home. Yeah.
it took me months to drink it because I was like, nah, it's because I don't drink beer in general, but even then craft beer, I'm like, nah.
Okay. So
Uh,
so the reverse of that, I will make a recommendation and like advertisement plug for La Fin du Monde.
yeah, no. You know what I'm gonna make a recommendation for? Three, two, one, cheers to this shot of rum I have in front of me.
Uh-huh. I could drink my wife's tequila, but she might get even more upset with me.
No, stick to your beer.
Yeah. I might have another La Fin. It's my favorite beer. Le Fin du Monde. It's Belgian triple from a Canadian brewery called Unibrow.
Gross.
Brau.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Anyway, it's delicious and it's nine
Oh,
point something percent alcohol.
oof, that's a bit of a kick.
It's a
Oh,
strong beer and it's
look at this
fucking
border.
delicious.
Look at this.
Look at that framing. Oh,
Uh,
I wish I had a CRT monitor right now.
we need one for this. Holy shit, I miss my old
Oh.
one.
Actually, I need to get an old CRT so I can introduce my son to Duck Hunt.
My stepfather is playing Frogger. He bought one of those. I don't know what Frogger comes on. He bought one of those old system.
Atari?
Yeah, I think he bought one of those like those.
2600 probably.
No, I mean he didn't definitely didn't buy one of the original ones. He bought one of the new versions of it, like the PlayStation Classic version of it. I think
Oh,
there's an
okay.
Atari one out.
Did they make
He
an Atari Classic?
I don't.
Shit.
I can tell you right now that my stepfather is not playing. He did not set up in a like an Atari. You know, like that did
I
not
bought
happen.
a PlayStation Classic just, as a fanboy purchase, but
Yes, I keep
it's
telling you this
probably
is
never
stupid,
gonna
stupid.
leave the box.
Nice. I'm glad that you spent $100. Or is it 100 or is it 60?
That's 100.
Yeah, I'm glad you spent $100 on that. Can you? You know what?
My
That would
bank
be
account,
something. Jesus
my
Christ, I
bank
would be.
account can handle it.
I'm not. I'm saying it's a waste of $100. Not that you couldn't afford it. You know what that would be? That would be something I would be interested in watching you play. You know, like some original
The
Final
PlayStation
Fantasy
Classic?
VII, some
Final
Twisted
Fantasy
Metal.
7 is really good. It's funny. There's so many amazing PlayStation exclusives that didn't make the cut, and they
Nice.
put it. It's like they did their little teaser trailer with like, here's these four awesome games: Final Fantasy 7, Tekken 3, uh,
Look at
and
this.
Metal Gear Solid.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, if you had a CRT, this would matter.
I can't change the. That's the
Fuck, I'm
best. I'm
old.
sorry, that was fucking hilarious to me. That was 2003.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god, I feel
You
like
want to
I'm playing
hear
an
you want to
arcade
hear
game.
one of my old man nerd stories?
Oh, absolutely. As we watch this
Pl
amazing cutscene.
Playing Final Fantasy 8 back in like 1999. I decided to give myself the task of recording the story of Final Fantasy VIII.
Like just the
So
cutscenes?
yeah, just the cutscenes and the pivotal story moments, all the running around and random battles, yada yada yada.
Yeah, all that got
Uh,
cut.
yeah, that got cut. But I did this on VHS.
I. But why? What possessed you to do this?
That's all I had. I didn't.
No, I
It
mean I
was,
did this.
it was
I mean,
kind of
like I
poor.
remember recording things like on shit like that, but like what I recorded were Pokemon episodes. You know?
Yeah, I did shit like that too. But like, I'm one of the few people that actually really enjoyed Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, I hate junctioning to begin with. Like it's awful, and then this story is
No,
just very.
not the mechanics of Final Fantasy VIII. Just like I enjoyed the story and the
The
gameplay.
story's a bit much for me. It's there's like not quite time travel, but there's like different timelines involved, and I kept thinking
Yeah,
everybody's fucking related to everybody else, and then banging everybody else, and then there's this whole
yeah.
premise. There's this awesome theory. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a fan theory that the whole after what's the main character's name?
Squall.
Thank you. After Squall got attacked by the sorceress, and
After
that
he
whole
got impaled with a big
with
ass piece of ice.
yeah, and then the whole rest of the game is just his dying dream sequence. I love that game theory. I think that's awesome.
That is a fun game theory.
It
I
is.
like
It is.
game theory, like
Mm-hmm.
that YouTube series. Like MatPat is a really entertaining guy with a lot of fun shit to talk about.
What is this accent?
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
gonna go grab another beer since
You
I'm
do
using
that.
the dongle. I can't walk away with my headset, so
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. Well, while he's gone, we're gonna sit here, ladies and gentlemen, and look at this map of Africa. Toward the north, the hunter of dark blood will realize his destiny. Guidepost for the hunters, Chapter 1, Clause 3. Mission start? Why not? Look at that bottom layer. Why am I up here? Where am I? Cowabunga? That seems like a really steep drop. You would need really good soles on your boots to absorb that shock. Okay, let's see what we got going here. So that's that. That did that. I don't know what that is. So X. So circle does a leap forward. Okay. This. Wait, where's. Oh, it's triangle? Boo. Nice. Condensed demon blood. That's sexy.
Alright, let's just rehash the same intro from the first game.
Yeah, but I need triangle to be able to do this. I'm. Oh, perfect. This is exactly what I need in the video. Can you
Triangle
find?
is the most. Oh, static cameras. God, how I miss that.
No, it's the worst. Did I tell you how long it took me to beat RE4 again? By the way, remember how I told you it took me 17
Again?
hours to beat it the first time?
Hey, did it take longer the second time? Because I
It
mean,
took
I helped you
seven.
get the
It took
Magnum for free.
seven. But you know how long that took us? That took us like that whole sequence of me like fucking around and doing stupid
Finding
bullshit.
the Magnum? That was only like
That was an
30
entire
minutes.
episode. That was an entire episode. It was 30 minutes.
That was an
it was
hour?
like it was 30
Okay,
minutes
30
of
minutes.
this. Yeah. It was that. It was 30 minutes of that, and then that last sequence when you get on the stupid jet ski.
If you'd have stopped fucking arguing with me and just
I'm
do what
not
I
saying.
told you to,
Did I say
it only
that it
would
was
have taken
your?
15 minutes.
It would have taken probably like 5 minutes. Did I say it was your fault? Like I'm accepting my part of the blame for this. But there is that sequence, and then there was the I'm hitting some frame rate
You're
issues.
so much more amenable when you're mostly sober.
I mean, true.
Or amicable?
Amicable. Now, is there anything else here? Can I double jump off shit?
Is amenable even a word?
Amenable.
Thank you, journalist.
You're welcome. I mean, I still get words wrong too, but that one I do know.
Yeah.
And that could be an accent thing. So I'm looking for like.
Amenable,
Can't actually jump that way.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm going up here. Okay, so he can double jump. What were we talking? Why do I have 280 orbs already? Orb the.
You know, it's great that you got your fucking Sparta God mode shit ass at the end of the first game, and now you're just back to being regular old
Yeah,
chompy Dante.
I'm hoping they say something about that because I've always hated that Oops, that was loud. Always hated that premise where it's just like you just lost your powers, and it's just like, well, why? And it's like just because we can't explain away how you would have the most godlike powers. You beat the Lord of Hell at the end of the last
Fucking
game.
Capcom. This is a Capcom game, right? Yeah, it is.
Absolutely, it is.
Although I did try to get the Devil May Cry skin / weaponry in Monster Hunter World. Man, that game was so fun for like a month. And then
I keep hitting. That can't be you because that's not how the game. This is an online game, so I'm just hitting some frame rate issues. Oh god, I'm not gonna be able to make this. I'm gonna die. Oh no, I'm okay. So it's.
I'm not really seeing any issues, but I'm kind of buzzed. So
no, it's on my end. I keep thinking because anytime you see frame rate drops, it's like, oh, it must be the online, but it's not. It's just the game. I'm just hitting.
It's not an online game.
No, exactly. That I answered my own question before, like as I was thinking about it.
That's.
Why did that stop moving? Oh, hello.
Oh, all right.
Well, that's something.
Okay, all right.
I could just do this.
Yeah,
look at this camera angle.
That is fucking wonderful.
I can't see what's happening on my screen.
It's alright, you got auto aim. You're fine. God, man, static cameras, tank controls. How did I ever play games like this?
This is what I was talking about when you're like, yeah, it looks fine on fucking RE4, and I'm sitting there running in the walls for the first 20 minutes. Like, because I don't understand what's happening.
Well, RE4 doesn't have tank controls.
Yes, it fucking does.
It does?
Yes. That was the whole issue that I was having. Every time I start that game, it was like, fuck me.
Yeah, because I remember we tried with the Resident Evil remaster.
Oh, fuck me.
It was.
Do you
you're
know
like, hey, I'm gonna try tank controls, and you're like, fuck this. I would rather kill myself.
I would know that. Like, no, that's so. Like, in the fact that they gave you the option to do something different, I'm like, yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like, I'm cheating my way through this game. I don't give a flying fuck. There's no way. I mean, because you saw me play with those tank controls for about 6 seconds, and I was like,
my connection just got super pixelated. And now it's back. Alright, cool.
Okay. I probably need to shoot these.
I might have to reset my router soon.
It could be on my end, too, to be honest.
Yeah, it's possible.
It said it was a pretty solid connection. We haven't had an issue with connections on my end in a little bit. I think I finally solved all the problems.
But I might have to bow down before the fucking internet corporate when I move. Because
what does that mean?
Well, just so where I'm at right now, my options were kind of the same no matter what ISP. Yeah. So I spent a little bit more to go with the local. It's like run by the local utility company, so I wasn't beholden to corporate overlords.
Gameplay recording resumed. Share play connection lost. Are you out?
Share play connection lost. Yeah, I got it to be here. It's just my profile picture, and only my close friends on PSN can see it. So.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not one of them. I mean, no, I'm so happy. Are you in?
I'm connecting.
Like, I'm sitting here looking at double stars right now.
I'm there. Fuck. Give me a second.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to remind you that
I'm connecting to your shitty internet.
Hey, it wasn't shitty internet. It was just shitty Wi-Fi connections. There's a difference.
Yeah. Speaking of shitty internet,
so you went with a local provider that gave you good internet, and what you're telling me is that when you move, you're going to have to go with a corporate provider who's going to give you shitty internet.
No,
or good internet.
Corporate. Well, the thing is where I'm moving to
3, 2, 1,
is one of the areas here that has fiber, and I can get gigabit internet.
I fucking hate you.
For like $25 per month less than I'm paying now.
How can you say no to that?
Meg?
How can
I can't.
You can't. Exactly.
It's fucking gigabit internet.
Yeah. I understand.
Now, for any,
who do you go with? So who's offering
for
it?
any of the
Comcast or...
6 people who will watch this video, that's gigabit, not gigabyte.
No, it's gigabante. It's like gigante.
Yeah.
I never did finish that story, by the way.
1,000 megabits.
Yes. Bytes.
No, it's bits.
No, it's gigabit, but they are bytes.
Well, there's megabit and megabyte. Megabyte's bigger. And I saw something recently that's like, you know, your internet connection when you're using like PlayStation Network or something, when it says Mbps is megabits per second, not megabytes per second. Because it has a small b instead of the big B.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you. What's the difference?
Well, megabits is like...
Oh, nice, don't math.
Fuck. Now I have to math when I'm inebriated.
Well, okay, so that's the difference. It's a computational thing. It's a numerical value.
It is
that's
a numerical value.
Okay,
but like,
so a byte's different than a bit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought they were just interchangeable words.
No, they're not. So like a byte is 1,000 bits.
Byte is 1,000 bits. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh, I learned something new today.
So gigabit.
That guy was in the
internet,
fucking wall.
Gigabit internet
is 1,000 times better than gigabyte internet.
No. Gigabit internet is technically megabyte internet.
Mega gigante is what I'm gonna say, because I'm starting to get drunk now.
So gigabit
I don't have like any combos.
Gigabit is 1,000 megabits per second, or 1 megabyte.
No, I'm already bored by this. What are we talking about? I have 708
I don't know, I'm
devil
just gonna
stones.
keep drinking my beer now.
Please. Okay. I'm gonna double jump like an asshole. Oh, so what I was saying, RE4. So between us spending... I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go. Do I have a map button? Triangle was mapping.
Is this game in Spain too? Because those terracotta roofs are just...
I think it's in France, but it didn't actually say. Can I bring up the map?
Terracotta's not really popular in France, though. Italy, Spain.
Here's the map.
Well, I suppose southern France.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like Tuscany and all that other bullshit. Milan.
The Tuscany and Milan are both in Italy.
What was I talking about?
You said France.
I meant Italy.
Listed off places in Italy.
I meant Italy. Hey!
I'd like to go to Italy someday.
I've only been when I was young.
I started studying the Italian language when I was up for orders a few years ago and thought I was going to stay in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, there's these orders to Sicily. And I was like, I'm going to learn Italian. And I was like all about it for like a month. And I applied for the orders. And it was actually in Sicily. And so I applied for the orders or job. And then a month later, they're like, I got an email. It's like, hey, you got the job. And then 8 hours later, they sent me another email that says, hey, we can't give you the job because I only had like 6 months left on my contract.
Oh, it wasn't enough to...
Yeah, they're like, and they're like, well, you're gonna hit high year tenure, and unlike in...
Hey, there we go!
Unlike the college professor setting, tenure is bad in the military. So they're like, hey, we can't give you this job because you're gonna reach the breaking point of where we have to kick you out of the military.
The breaking point of the military.
Yeah, we have to kick you out because you haven't made rank fast enough. And then I think it was like 2 or 3 months later, there came out there was this whole new like announcement of, hey,
what the fuck?
We upped the tenure limits to instead of 14 years, it's 16 years. And I'm like, well, I'm sure the people who were deciding orders 2 months ago knew this was coming and could have been like, hey, we're going to give you this job in Italy because higher tenor is going to change next month. But they didn't do that.
Oh, I just understood what you were getting at. It took me half a second. It's like, what is he getting? I'm also distracted by the video game, so I'm just like, what is he? Oh shit! Now I get it. Oh, that's kind of shitty. I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah, it sucks. And so I was like, no Italy.
But now you don't have to deal with crazy Italians and all their chest hair.
But it was Sicily, and I was super excited for that.
For the pasta. And the wine.
That and the fact,
all the wine.
That and the fact that Sicily is the only place I know of outside of Japan where it's commonplace and actually really popular to eat horse meat, and I love eating horse.
Okay, I was about to say good. See, I can understand if you enjoy it, that's fine. But I was gonna be like, did you were so interested in trying it that you were like, I want to transfer to Italy?
No, I've had horse before. It's great. It's a cultural thing where people are like, we shouldn't eat horses, but it's so good. It's like the perfect middle ground between beef and venison.
I'm gonna have to mute you because I'm gonna get complaints from all 6 people who watch this.
PETA can suck my dick.
You know, the people who are watching a Devil May Cry video probably don't give a shit about you eating horse. Just saying. You know what? Probably I have no moves. It kind of sucks.
It's
I don't
really
like
good.
It. No, I'm sure that it is. I've never had it.
Probably anybody watching a Devil May Cry video really wants to go to Japan, and as someone who lived in Japan for 5 years, I highly recommend eating the horse.
Oh god. Oh, that scared me. That almost got me fucking attacked. Thanks, video game.
That video game is looking out for you.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so back to my story, because we're done talking about you eating horse, by the way. We're done with that conversation. So between us going on that fucking Magnum side quest that took fucking forever,
there was a side quest in the game?
Remember? RE4? You sending me to go get
RE4,
this stupid...
Sorry.
Holy shit, come on.
Dude, context. You didn't provide any.
I told you we weren't talking about your horse eating anymore.
But you didn't say we're talking about RE4. I thought you were talking about Devil May Cry.
I don't think there's magnums in this game. What was in the other game?
You didn't say anything about magnums. You just
said,
hey,
that's
before
fair.
we went on that side quest, I'm like...
I did say the magnum side quest. I did say the magnum side quest.
Okay, you check the recording later and tell me how that goes.
If it's not there, I'll just edit it in. I'll just have a quick clip of it, and I'll stop the video, and then just elongate the video. Oh wow, that key was auto used.
At its finest.
It's not journalism. It's criticism. These videos are for critiquing video games.
Well, the two are kind of synonymous these days.
I know. Tell me about it. That I will give this game credit for one thing off the bat. That to get into that fence or into that iron gate, I ran up to it, and it immediately accepted the key. Like I didn't have to push a button. It just accepted the key and told me you've used this key. And then
I would say that is a.
It's a
really
small
good.
thing. It's a small thing.
That's a good systematic mechanic of this game.
But the same thing happened to these doors. So these doors are auto-loaded. Like, you don't get a prompt for it, which is a little not okay if I don't actually want to leave the room.
Yeah,
that's going to be a problem.
Door,
if I actually just want to, like, back up against the door, I'm going to phase through the door.
Show me.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Yep, immediately. I just turned around immediately.
Yeah, that would be really frustrating.
So we went on that Magnum side quest in RE4, and then the rest of the game was fine. I didn't have any problems beforehand. I actually thought it was saving time, right? And then somewhere along the way, I think I let the game load. Like I just let it sit there for an hour, and it just counted that hour as time lost because I was not in a menu or anything.
Okay.
And then I was, and then you know how you take the jet ski on the final level to escape with Ashley? I failed that for 20 minutes straight.
Okay.
Do you remember how you got out of Devil May Cry 1 on the on the plane with Trish.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same thing in RE4. Like they literally just. So I did that. So I was on the jet ski, and I was like, "Oh, it's funny."
Lazy ass Capcom.
I mean, this was supposed to be the prototype. I did some research, and I learned that this was supposed to be Devil May Cry 1 was supposed to be RE4, and they're like, there are demons in this game. That's not a Resident Evil thing. Don't do that. So then they didn't, and then so they came up with one of the best games ever a couple years later. When did that come out? 2004? The end of 2003, something like that? Because I was still in high school when they came out. I think it's 2004. It was the winter of 2003, 2004. I can't remember exactly when it came out. Hey man, I was high school. I was a sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore. You were old. You were old at that point.
Technically, class of 2002.
I mean, I'm class of 2006 if we're talking about high school.
Yeah.
What is this music?
That is...
Jesus! That escalated quickly.
God, how do I explain that emotion? It's not nostalgia, it's
longing. It's,
unrequited boner?
For what?
I don't know. He saw her and was like,
you're seeing his face. I thought you were still talking about high school. See? This is what happens when you don't introduce context.
I was talking about